I've done a few videos on this channel about a WordPress plugin called Directorist. And what it does is it allows you to create directory services on your WordPress site. It handles everything on the back end. In other words, how do you collect the data? How do you categorize it? And then gives you information that you can present. What you need to think about next is the front end. And fortunately, the folks at Directorist have thought about this. They've created several themes. Some are free, some are premium themes that are paid for, that'll allow you to create your directory site very easily. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. Hi, my name is William Beam. I'm with Suburbia Press, and I'm a small business person just like you. Today, we're going to be taking a look at WordPress themes from Directorist that help you display directory information for all sorts of things. If you're interested in this, please take a look at suburbiapress.com/directorist. I'll have a link in the description below. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so we're on the Directorist site, and I've clicked over here where it says themes. And as you can tell, they have a plethora of them. So here we go. There's one that's free over here. And I think there's another one that's also free. And some of them are going to be premium. And you can tell that there are different types of like generic listings. Some are for places like tourism and travel directory themes. There are some down here for restaurants, real estate, cars. And we'll go over and take a look at all of these themes as we go through this list. So this first one listing, this is a free theme. There is also a premium version of it. So we'll take a look at that as well. But as you can tell, it's a very professional, elegant display. When someone gets to your site, what's the first thing they want to do? They want to be able to find something. They want to look for maybe everything you have, maybe real estate, maybe a restaurant. These things are configurable. You can determine the categories that go inside of Directorist for what kind of information you're going to display. And if you look at the menu up here, you can see that there are different versions of how you can look at this, as whether it's a grid view or a list view. You can look at details, you can find out who the author is, or you can check out a dashboard. You can see there are different categories, locations. If you want to create a blog, obviously it's WordPress. You can do that here as well. And you can also allow your guests to add a listing. So those are all opportunities that you have with these different themes and with Directorist itself. As you come down, you can see that we've got really nice displays of different businesses. You can see there's a barbecue place here, and it kind of gives you information like where to find it, phone number, and so forth, and what category. So is it food or is it automotive? Keep in mind these categories are what you determine. So they're not preset or built into the Directorist plugin or the themes that we're looking at. You can decide what works best. So let's click on one of these entries. And this is almost kind of like a Yelp type of review. You can see there are a number of photographs over here. You can click to see all the photos if you want to, and then just kind of scroll through them. You can save your favorites. You can share this. So if your visitors want to come along and send something on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, you can get results coming back to you from that. And again, it's a very professional display. You don't have to do the work to build this. The theme has already done the presentation work for you. All you have to do is put in the information. If you have videos, you can put that in. I have another video where I've demonstrated that you can also add a map for your individual locations. So that's easy to do. And then, of course, as your visitors come along, they can add their own reviews and commentary. And then this is where they do it. So you can let them choose by a rating. You can put in their comments, their name and email address, and submit a review. So it's a very easy to use system. It looks lovely. And this is a free version of this theme. All right, now we're taking a look at the premium or paid version of the one listing theme. And we still have some information over here. What are you looking for? And it's just a little bit more. And there's a filter over here. And notice as we go down below, you can highlight or feature certain things, whether it's types of listings. You can filter by categories, and it just gives you a few more options using that premium theme. But the basic stuff is still here. And you can show more listings. Also, you can explore by location. So whether you're doing this in a state, a country, or regions, there may be neighborhoods rather than cities, and you can kind of determine what these locations are. And you can also add in things like quotes that you're getting from people. And your blog post can feature here as well, too. So again, a very nice professional looking listing. And you can list anything. Keep in mind, Directorist is not just about restaurants or hotels or lawyers or doctors. It is about anything that you need to list. And I think some of the themes will give you some ideas of what kind of directory listings you can create. All right, so this theme is called DPlace. In other words, this is the tourist or visitor location thing. So you can come through here and find things to do. What are the destinations to do them? For example, I'm in the Orlando area. We have a number of things to do. We have a number of theme parks here, a number of restaurants, but also there are communities and state parks and other activities around. So there are a lot of places where this would be something where I could list activities, restaurants, food, and things for people who are visiting in the Orlando area. So you can come up with your categories. What topics are you interested in? We've got theater, we've got music, we've got wonderful parks. And, you can go canoeing down in the springs. You can go look for manatees, all sorts of stuff that you don't see on the commercials for Disney World and Universal Studios. And if your location has something like that too, then that's the kind of thing that you can put here in the categories and list them out. Best things to do in the city. Now, this is something that gives you a bit of an opportunity. If you can rank in search engines for these best things, then you can go back to some of the places that you list here, and people will pay for the number one position on best thing to do in Orlando. So you might be able to get $5,000-$6,000 a month, because think about that. These people are spending money on advertising, trying to get business. If you're ranking and you can direct business to them and you can demonstrate that, then that's worth money and businesses will pay. It depends upon the type of business, the location, but there are opportunities here that you can rank for a given business, give it the number one spot here, and they will pay on a monthly basis, because to them, it is another form of advertising to get revenue. These places would gladly pay $1 to earn $5 in revenue. So if you're the $1 that they paid in order to get that $5 of revenue, then there's an opportunity here. Maybe not every business will do it, but a lot of them will. If you're ranking something just like restaurants, this theme was created for that. So you can browse by category. For example, you can make up your own categories. If it's going to be a buffet, a cafe, whatever kind of style that you want to put in here. And then you can also put in your locations, whether it's locally or if you're doing this in a number of other places. And if you're looking for the food that's around you, then again, we have these options over here. Keep in mind, you can do any kind of listing you want here. It's just that this theme was pretty much styled for people who are looking for restaurants and food. So there are opportunities here, and then you can encourage restaurants to provide their information to join the list. And why wouldn't they? Because this gives them an opportunity to get in front of more eyes of people who are looking to eat and are going to visit a restaurant. So if they're not on here, then they aren't going to be found. And this is an opportunity, again, maybe you don't rank them accordingly. Maybe the results rank them, but you charge them a fee to be listed. And that's something that you're going to have to work on, making sure that you've got a generous amount of traffic. You may not start off charging a fee, but once you've gotten some traffic, then let's say that whoever's got the best barbecue may want to pay to be in that number one position of what's recommended by your site. This theme is more for real estate listings, as you can see, D real estate. And it asks you, what are you looking for and where do you want to look for it? Are you renting or are you selling? So you can, again, look for places that are going to get listings created for you by people who want to sell. You can look for people who want to rent. Maybe you're a marketplace for homeowners and real estate agents that also want to be on here because they're selling a home. So you can filter these things. I love the filters that are available because they change by theme. So you can set your price range, and if it's too much for you, you can slide this down. You can say where you want to look, how far it is. And in this case, since it's going to be for a place to live, how many beds, how many baths. So we need at least 3 bedrooms and we need at least 2 bathrooms. And then you can kind of filter that out. So you have options to put in checkboxes of things that must be present in your listing. And then you can apply these filters. I don't know if it's going to show up here or not, if anything shows up. But that's the idea, is that you can filter these things down. And then if you have listings, it'll show you the ones that meet the criteria. So this is excellent for your visitors who are looking for a place to live or have a place to sell. Are you in the business of selling or renting cars? Well, here's a theme for you. And you can see that there's an opportunity here for people who want to buy, another one for people who want to rent a car. And then you can kind of choose what's available. So, do you want an Acura, BMW, or so forth? And what location are you looking at? What price range? All of this is pre-made for you. You can choose your car by style and filter the list down that way. And then you can see the most recent vehicles that have come in. So this section is the most recent cars for sale. And then, of course, the most recent for renting. It gives you alternatives for how you're going to present your information. And of course, if you want to show it by brand, then you've got this information over here as well. If you want to show it by location, you can do that. If you're going to be an online car dealer, this is a theme that could work for you as you start listing off these cars. This one is a listing for things to do in a city. And this might be something like I was talking about for maybe tourist locations, but also maybe business visitors. So are you looking for outdoor activities, hotels, shopping and restaurants? Those are things, but you could also look for something beyond the usual hotel and restaurant type of directory. There are different things that you can list here. You can put in the categories. Where do you want to go shopping? And what kind of activities do you want to do? So it's just another presentation for a directory service for a location. And I think it's kind of nice that it's giving you choices of which theme works best for how you want to present your directory information. This one I really like because it is very specific as far as people know exactly what to do. You don't have a whole lot of stuff on your front page. I mean, you can scroll down and see more, but when someone visits there, what are you looking for? Do you want a job? Do you need to get a car? Do you need a place to live or real estate? Or do you want to find a location in the city that you're visiting? This tells your visitors exactly what they need to do, and then they can start searching. Do you need schools? Do you need to know about the history? Again, all of these are categories that you can determine or define. And this theme is just another way to present that information and maybe target an audience that is not a tourist, but someone who is coming here because they're relocating or they're coming in for a business, or maybe they're coming in for a conference. So you have options with these various themes. This one, D-Service, is good for people who have service providers. You think of something like Angie's List, and there are people where you have different types of services. So it could be a locksmith. Maybe you need a mechanic. Maybe you need someone to paint your house. And there are other opportunities that you could consider. Maybe you need an electrician or someone who handles heating and air conditioning services. These are people that you could vet and have them on your listing. So that way, when somebody needs help in your location, they come here and you charge these various services a monthly fee to be on your list. So that way, there's a little bit of trust that you're engendering, because the idea of this one, it says explore trusted businesses. You don't have to vet everybody that comes on here, but if you want to get that kind of trust going on, then perhaps you should. Maybe there's some criteria that you come up with for who's allowed to be listed on your site and perhaps who isn't. And if you're trusted, then you get more visitors. The last two are going to be professions that I would expect, doctors and attorneys. So you can break them down by different categories. Are they, general practice? Are they dentists, pediatricians? Are they surgeons? And you can go through all sorts of different types of specialties based upon the number of categories that you provide. And again, you've got options here where they can provide maybe their featured image. And you can get an overview over here. And you can also integrate with their appointment system. So if you want to request an appointment, that is valuable for a doctor or an attorney because they need leads constantly coming in, and that's how they drive their business. So you can get this information, they can provide it to you and list their business hours, and you can set up a directory service. This one, of course, is for doctors. Let's take a look at the page for lawyers. So it's sort of the same thing. You could search for an attorney by name or maybe zip code for where they're located. You can look by the types of law. Is it government, immigration, real estate? Do you need criminal law? One of the things I look for is intellectual property law. So if you've got somebody like that you want to list, then you can put in various categories. There's probably more categories of law than I know about. And this is just a small sampling. But that way you've got an opportunity to create a listing that helps people find what they need to find. And again, if you look at this one, top-rated lawyers, there's an opportunity if someone's going to be one of your top-rated lawyers that they may be willing to pay you a monthly fee to be on this because these people are going to get clicked more than some of the folks that they have to search for to find. I hope that gives you some ideas of the kind of things that you can do with Directorist. Keep in mind, it's not just for external sites. If you have a company and you need to have a directory for your employees, you can do that with Directorist. This could be an internal site for people who are in various departments in your company and who's doing what. So there are plenty of opportunities. Anything you can think of that would go in a listing is something that you can do with Directorist. So please, if you like this, go take a look at suburbiapress.com/directorist, and I'll put that in the description below. And you can check out not only what Directorist does, but also these themes. Again, some are free and some are paid, and how they can help you present your information. And I hope I've given you some ideas of how you can use this to earn some money from your directory listing. Again, my name is William Beam with Suburbia Press. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click the like button. That helps YouTube understand that people like this. They'll share it with more people. Subscribe. I'll have more videos for small business people, and click the bell notification icon if you want to be notified the next time a video comes out. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.